Yo, so the opinions and views expressed in this podcast are that of our own and the Future Bachelor podcast only, and not affiliated with any outside party or entity or anything like that. This fun podcast, though, may include some adult language.
Future Bachelor Podcast.
All right, let's start the show. Woo! What's up, everybody? Welcome to Future Bachelor. My name is Sai.
I'm Veronica.
And this is episode 99. What up? Oh, shoot. Guys, I cannot believe
taste
this.
it. We can taste 100. It's like a tongue's distance away.
Do you guys remember when we started with episode 1? And then we had an episode.
Actually, we started with episode 000.
Well, yes. Yeah, technically, yes. There was episode 00. So technically, we're at episode 100, but not the official 100.
No.
And I'm just really I got to give us a round of applause. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We stuck with it. And the thing about these podcasts is it's you just got to be consistent.
And we are. We're consistent.
So, we're almost to our last episode ever on Saturday.
Last episode.
Imagine if it was just 100 and done.
100 and done it.
That would be a classic. But no, we're going to keep this going.
Exit on top.
We're just going to keep this going, though. But yeah, welcome to episode 99. How have you been, V? How's everything? I had to start off with that song first, by the way. Do you remember when it came out? It was so good.
I mean, it's a great song. We were both just vibing, without even, thinking about it. We were just that's just how I feel.
My religion.
I know, we were both, eyes closed kind of.
Yo, it's so good. Oh, my God. I'd it's just one of those songs when it came out, I just listened to it over and over and over again. It was just beautiful. So, had to start off with that jam. I would just also reminiscent about all the songs that we've started the show off with. They're all bangers. You know what I'm saying?
They're all good
bangers,
songs.
Snappers, slappers of the pastors. And I don't know why I feel like a radio DJ from KC Kasem. All right. But anyways, V, how have you been?
I'm good. So pretty much when people might have been listening to last week's episode, I was probably en route or finishing packing or whatever to Phoenix.
Okay.
I went to Phoenix for a little girls trip.
Yeah, how was that?
It was so much fun. The weather in Phoenix was beautiful. It was mid 70s, straight sunny, no clouds. It was just a blast. I know I'm reminiscing. It's been raining here nearly every day, and
I love it. It's beautiful.
I know you love the rain.
I don't know why. It's just so nice. I'm walking through it look how beautiful it is.
Yeah, you're a weirdo. But it was a lot of fun. We got to ride. We had little bikes. I need to still post my Instagram post from it. What the hell am I doing? I know.
Yeah, no one likes a latergram.
Half my shit's latergrams. Yeah. But it was a lot of fun. I actually our girl John V, she was also in Phoenix at the same exact time visiting another friend, and so met up with her one night. But the scene in Phoenix is really cool. Phoenix and Scottsdale super close to each other, and they have a lot of cool bars, restaurants, things. We went to First Fridays, which is an art festival thing. We went to their Old Scottsdale, Old Town Scottsdale, which is their main bar area, which all of that stuff was most of it was open air, anything like that, because the weather is pretty nice, and if anything they might just have the little heaters and whatever. But it was also just nice. We got to hang out. We had our Airbnb and had a pool. We went to a botanical garden. We hiked. It was just a nice
getaway.
Yeah, nice little getaway.
Got to see the girls. That's what's up. Yeah, I love those girls. So I'm glad you had a good time. Your boy held it down here in the A. Okay.
Okay.
And it got pretty litty city.
Yeah. Saw a lot of singing and.
Oh yeah. So JP had his
making.
party on Friday night, and it was just his parties are the best. First of all, he has a house. So it's I love house parties, you know that.
You do.
And then instead of having really a DJ, I was actually queuing up a lot of music, but everyone was.
As one does.
Yeah. But they have instruments set up throughout the the living room and everything, and we all play instruments and do film and different stuff. So we're all jamming and just drinking.
We're all creative.
Yeah, we're all content creatives.
We're both pushing up our hipster glasses right now. We're all creative.
Mine are fake, but
mine are real.
Yeah,
I'm getting a headache, honestly.
They're real fake, dude.
If I took them off, I wouldn't be able to see that mug of yours.
Oh wow, no wonder you keep them on. So Anyways,
Oh.
so that was really fun. Not only that, but like he had like I just like got like introduced to like a whole bunch of new girls. Like it was crazy. No, like I walked in, I was instantly just like, "What's up? My name is Sai." There was like a group of them, and I was like,
just shoot 'em from the hip.
Yeah,
Shoot 'em from the hip.
"Yeah, that's what they
Hey,
said."
my
The
name's
shotgun
Sai.
effect. Like,
Hey, my name's
back towards the wall, pull the trigger, and see what hits. So
Jesus Christ.
yeah, but so that was cool. And then Saturday, it was definitely like a day where we like just had been hungover as hell. So we went and got brunch, and we treated ourselves like kings at brunch, which ended up being like treat yourself Saturday with me and PG. We just like actually it was like he was treating himself and me. He was just going. He was like Big Daddy Paul. Busting
Jeez,
out.
I need to.
Well, no, he like
I need to hop on these friendship
on Saturday,
dates.
he was like, "Yo, let's get Uber Eats." And we're like, "All right, Uber Eats. What do we get? We got like I think wings. We got chicken wings." And then he was ordering like new movies on like Netflix and Amazon Prime and shit for like $15.99. I was like, "Dude, you are balling out." He's like, "Let's get another one." Boom, $30 videos. And then like at 1 a.m. he was like, "Yo, dude, do you want steak?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want steak." And like he cooked us steak at like 1 a.m. It was like so delicious. It was the best day ever. He busted out like the air mattress in the living room. Our friend Rachel came over and we just watched have you heard that movie Knives Out? It's like a murder mystery movie.
It's really good.
Yeah, it was really good. So we checked that out, and a couple other movies. American Assassin, I think, was another one we watched. It was really good. So overall, just a good Saturday being lazy day with the homies, and then Sunday, just hung out with a friend, of yours. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. So it's Sunday dates are kind of crazy. You never know what's going to happen.
Good Sunday date.
I kind of think I do too.
I feel like for me, I feel like I'll give myself a Sunday date as like a reward if I got like shit done.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like kind of like it could be a nice like maybe dinner, or it could be a nice like daytime thing. I like a nice daytime Sunday date. Like,
Yeah.
especially like we both live by like a very walkable area of Atlanta.
Yeah, walking is such a cool thing to do with somebody.
Yeah, you really love these walking dates.
Hey, don't put my. I just like walking. Okay, happens to go on dates. we get the dates by walking there. I don't know, but yeah. So it was a
boing,
good.
boing.
Yeah. Wait. No, none of that yet. But anyways, I lost my train of thought.
And do we need to hop on a plane?
Yo, I gotta get on the plane out of here.
Yeah, we gotta get.
Quick hits. What do we got for some quick hits, V? Get us out of here.
This is like pretty fresh news.
Okay, what is that?
Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner
What?
are expecting a baby.
Oh, how do they do that? I'm just joking. I don't know how it's done.
It kind of blows my mind that they're expecting before Nick and Priyanka, just
They're
because
older. Well,
not Sophie. Sophie's
he's
only,
older, and also,
Sophie's
do you
only
think
23.
do you think Priyanka wants to mess that body up yet? She's still got work to do. They might do like the surrogate, like the Beyonce or
But
something
like,
that.
what about Sophie then? I guess like will she pop back quicker because she's young?
Sophie had a flop of a movie this year with X-Men, so
I know. I saw it.
not doing too well
I know.
for Sophie.
I know. I saw it, but she's awesome. I love her.
Oh yeah, she's great, but
I mean, yeah. I'm actually still bitter about how I saw that movie, and we saw
people
it
are saying that
in IMAX.
have you been seeing all the Birds of Prey stuff?
Yeah.
Apparently it's not. I mean, apparently the movie's good. It's just not doing good in theaters.
I think it's because and they actually did a whole big like article and stuff about how they renamed it so it was Harley Quinn Birds of Prey, because the whole thing was like nobody had any name recognition.
Yeah,
of
who's
Birds
the
of
idiot
Prey.
that's like
It was like, let's call it Birds of Prey. Everyone will know it's about Harley Quinn.
emancipation of the stupid little thing called Harley Quinn. It's like, dude, you made a whole paragraph out of this like title.
Yeah, no.
Everyone wants to like they just completely messed it up. Also, like,
But it's supposed to be really fun. My friends have seen it, and I mean the soundtrack for it slaps hard.
yeah,
Got
they
a
got
lot
our
of
girl
bad
Charlotte Lawrence on there.
Charlotte Lawrence, Halsey, Doja Cat,
Meg the Stallion.
Meg the Stallion, Normani. They've got a bunch of bad bitches on it, and I
Word.
love it.
Cool. Well, congrats to that Jonas brother or whatever.
Bad Jonas.
What else we got?
Okay, so Gayle King, known for being a journalist and bestie to Oprah from The Way Gone Back, has been getting some backlash lately because she had an interview about Kobe Bryant that she did with Lisa Leslie, who's a big WNBA star, and, you know, different things about remembering Kobe and things like that. But, like, something that she brought up was the rape allegations case that happened in 2003, and how those different things were dropped, and there was just they were paid off,
it was just like, you know, it sucks because I mean, I haven't seen the full interview, and I think I might have seen the clip, but, you know, the way she says is that, like, there was like a whole like interview around it that was more thought out than just like that the taken out of context clip.
Exactly.
But that was a clip that went viral.
That was a clip that was promoted, and that was a clip that went viral, which is like, I mean, like, journalism 101, that's like taking something completely like out of context and, you know, blowing it up, and it wasn't really fair to, I mean, Gayle King is known for being like super, like, she is one of the best in the biz. I mean,
whatever, though, it was still like, it's like Lisa Leslie like responded so well. Like, she was just like, you know, I think, you know, you had all these years to ask him about that stuff. Like, don't, you know, tarnish his legacy right now, you know, saying to ask these questions like right after he died just for your, like, you know, hits and stuff. It's just,
yeah, but like, I guess like
nasty.
as like a journalist, like, I could see like where, like, how she's like, and I don't think she was doing it out of a place to like just be viral. That wasn't her game at all. I think she was just like, you know, trying to make the story like.
Was it worth it?
I mean, like, I don't think so. She's been getting death threats and things, but I'm also, I guess, like, so that's like, that comes down to like kind of like the weird power struggle of like covering a story and like the legacies of people and things like that.
Well,
and
there's
like,
also a bigger issue because when it comes to now, you know, like, you know, she's so close with Oprah. Like, a big thing is that like African Americans, especially male African Americans, feel threatened by the fact that Oprah, and now, you know, with this Gayle King interview, like, they feel like they're after like a great black entertainer, or, you know, someone really in the community looked upon highly, you know, they attack them afterwards after they're like dead, like the Michael Jackson one and all this different stuff. So they feel like why are they not doing this to white people? Like, you know, and it's
but it's also, but that also brings up the fact of how like so many black men don't even protect black women. So it's kind of like double-edged sword there. So, well,
I mean, it is interesting though. Like, out of like, I mean, there are black men that are, you know, doing stuff, but I mean, as far as like attacking men that, first of all, have never been, you know, in the court of law, you know, as far as that goes. And it's like, you start talking about it after they're dead, they can't even like, you know, stand up from their own side. And
I get that. And
so,
I definitely feel like maybe it could have been handled a different way, but I think it's still like a part of like his life. And I don't think it should just
it's a small part of his life.
I think it's still,
just because it's like,
it was made small because there was easily something that they could then put on a rug. Like, they paid it off. Like, that was how that happened.
I mean, I don't know. Like I said,
So
like, to go back to this, like, I don't know enough of that story, and I don't know if you do either. So I don't want to like talk about how significant that moment is in Kobe's legacy. But to be honest, like, for all the good that he's also done, like, there has to be like, what kind of culture do we live in where like a person cannot like come back from something? Like,
I think, well, I'm not saying that he can't.
Let's make it like then you should have given him some type of like thing to come back from, because like there has to be some type of like somebody has to be able to be reformed and come back and be able to like say they're sorry and do something to, you know, be their penance or whatever. But like, we can't, after they're dead, bring up the most negative thing after, like, you know, such a tragedy.
I know, but like, I mean, that was also just like one tiny part of the interview too. So it's kind of like, I feel like you got to cover everything, and that's what she was trying to do. And I feel that it could have been.
It was like asked and answered though. Like, you know, she like, Lisa Leslie was like, I know that happened, but the Kobe I knew, like, you know, would have never like done that type of stuff. I don't know him to even holler at girls at club, like, yo, like, you know, other NBA players would be like, yo, go get that girl, or, you know, whatever it is. Like, Kobe wasn't like that, she said. So it was like asked and answered, and she was like, well, Leslie, like, maybe you wouldn't know him, you like to be like that. Like, what is
which
that?
Which is also, no, that's actually very accurate, because like, I feel like there's a lot of times where like there's so many women who will stand up for like actual abusers. We don't know what actually happened with Kobe and whatever, but like,
Lisa Leslie can only talk from her perspective. So what are you trying to pull out of her? Like, that's the thing. Like, it's like, just because she wouldn't know that, like, you're spinning something to be negative because of like of an answer she didn't give you. Like, it's what do you, okay, so if she did say like, I did notice this stuff, you're just prying to get more like, all right, well, Lisa, like, maybe you wouldn't know that like he was doing this stuff, like maybe he wasn't doing it around you. And it's like, maybe, but you're asking me if I've ever seen any of that stuff, and it wasn't. So, you know, I could see, you know, it got a little far. Like, people like Snoop Dogg, like, was kind of one of the big contributors of like making a video and being like coming very aggressively at Gail. And like,
I think Bill Cosby actually tweeted from jail, which is problematic. But
what did Bill Cosby have to say?
I don't know. I think he was also like, you know, like Team Snoop and whatever, because then it became a whole like Team Snoop, Team Gail situation.
Jeez.
So, yeah.
Well, I mean, the Snoop Dogg stuff, I feel like ignited a lot more violence towards Gayle King, and then he had to he had to issue like an apology or saying like, I wasn't talking violence, but he's like, I'm gonna come get you. Sounds violent, like, you know, saying we'll come get you and stuff. So Snoop Dogg kind of messed up there too. It's just like, it's like, yo, people can have their opinions and ask questions, but like it's just so crazy right now how people like will be so canceling people, like a whole career of this woman.
I mean, like Gail that's the thing. Gail wasn't trying to cancel him. Like, I'm not trying to cancel Kobe, obviously. A lot of people aren't trying to. That's where it gets complicated.
Well, that's where the ironic part comes in, or the, you know, you want to say, I want to say karma, but like, think about it in the scale of like, you know, Kobe having this blip in his life. I don't mean to like sum it up to just a blip, but like, out of like all the things he's done in this one moment that he was able to actually get past and move forward from, and have like, you know, very like positive things come out of like his life moving forward. And then, you know, you got Gayle King, who has like, you know, decades of like, you know, reporting and on news and stuff like that, and she makes one mistake and now her whole career is like tarnished by this one little thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, think about it.
I know, but I don't think her whole career is going to be tarnished. I mean, like, she'll be able
these new kids are going to get her out of here. They don't want to see Gail talk to nobody.
Well, I mean, we'll have to see.
They barely want to see Oprah nowadays. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. She just canceled her whole thing that she was about to do on Russell Simmons because of like people were feeling like she's just making all these documentaries against black men, successful black men. And yeah, maybe like they do deserve to have a spotlight put on them, but it's like, there's other people that are going to do it anyways. Why someone from their own community that's like, you know, it's just like a very weird, like, dynamic thing happening right now. And it's just, it's an interesting conversation. So let's move on. The Oscars were this past weekend, and they were very interesting as far as like, you know, Eminem came out and performed with Elton John again, and people seems very confused.
Yeah.
Because they don't usually have musical performances, really.
They do, because like,
not like rap or anything.
No, I mean, like, especially because he played his song "Lose Yourself," which was a winner. I think it won in like 2003.
Yeah, but the Elton John thing is not really a movie thing. That's just a moment.
No, he wasn't. There wasn't the Elton John movie.
Yeah, but I mean,
so that's why there was. I don't know why they brought Eminem in, but like that's why Elton John was there.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, like, the performance came after like, I think like a montage of like music for movies and stuff.
Well, yeah.
So I was like wondering that Elton John Eminem collaboration wasn't from a movie, but
no, yeah,
it was
just kind of confusing.
Reach for saying because he had a movie come out this year.
Yeah, it was confusing because like Eminem didn't actually like attend the Oscars for like when his song won for 8 Mile, but I don't know. I mean, I wasn't mad about it, but
another award show where, you know, the viewership is plummeting, the slowest it's been since the last one. That's what I was reading. And then,
but there was some big wins. So Parasite won Best Picture, and they've won a couple other awards, and so like they broke records for being the first ever foreign film or like non-English film to
but we already
win
knew
Best
that I was
Picture.
gonna like probably sweep. Like they were
No,
the Billie
we didn't
Eilish.
know that.
I said that last time when we were talking about the Oscars. You were saying about how there wasn't women or diversity, and that was the one that I told you was with diversity, and I knew that was gonna win big.
A lot of people didn't think it was gonna win though.
How? That was the most talked about movie. This is like actually the fact that like the Oscars did pick a movie that was like buzzing like everything else. Usually they pick these movies that you're like, I've never even heard of that movie.
Because a lot of people thought it was gonna be like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, just because that panders more to the Academy voters. So that's why a lot of people thought.
But it
would
wasn't
do
even that great. Like,
I mean, yeah,
some
I know
people
it's
love
not.
that movie, but like I didn't. I tried to watch it 3 times, and like I still haven't like made it
know.
past the first hour.
But it's just because of who.
I don't know. I guess I'm
who
not a
it
big like
panders to.
Tarantino fan. I guess,
Yeah.
but you know, that's like an unpopular opinion, I guess. But regardless, I mean, good for Parasite. I still haven't seen it yet, but
No, I need to. I hear it's. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know why I feel like I have to like prepare myself,
I
be
know,
like
same.
perfectly
I hear,
sitting
like
down.
everyone who like watches it is like, oh, it fucks me up, and I'm like, oh, cool, great.
Yeah. So yeah, good for them.
But yeah, Brad Pitt also won I think it's his first ever Oscar.
Yeah. I mean, I think he mentioned something about like riding the coattails of Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah,
which
so,
I love.
I mean, they both just like won recently, so good for them.
I know.
What else we got?
They're aging like fine wines. We've got. This is more Veronica news than anything, but Hayley Williams released her little solo album, and then there's whispers that there's going to be a new Paramore album.
Of course there is. This is ridiculous. I don't even want to talk about this stuff anymore. Like we just asked, like I'm like, oh, so like is Paramore no more? And you're like, yeah, no, they're not a thing. They hate each other or something.
They used to, but then they got back together, but then they haven't done anything. And then she had some of them come on and do her solo album. So I didn't know that they were going to for sure come back together and do
This
a
is their
Paramore album.
formula. They're like, send Haley out, get us warmed up, and then we'll, you know, release a single. Ain't it fun?
Ain't it fun?
So let's talk about some viral moments this week. You know, we got lucky that this was a week of viral moments again. You know, throughout time. That might be something that we talk about at the 100th episode, like viral moments throughout the last year or 2 years. But this year, apparently NASA had put out a tweet about.
No. NASA didn't.
Well, I'm just
somebody tweeted that NASA did.
Yeah, all right. So like the thing is that NASA put out a tweet saying that today was the only day where like a broom could stand up, like because of the tilt of the Earth,
the gravitational pull.
Whatever the fuck. Like I mean, you don't make it all scientific now when it's not even.
That's
like
that's what the viral tweet said.
Well, regardless, it didn't come from NASA. It came from some random person, and the brooms will just stand up by themselves no matter what. But
because of physics, because they're a tripod, and because of the low center of gravity of them anyways.
Whatever. They just look like they stand up straight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you put something, it just looks like it's going to stand up straight. It just was cool that.
It was cool. We both did it.
Yeah. I mean, to me, I was just like, let me see what the fuck this is about. Like I put it up and I was like, ooh, that's cool. So I usually might hate on something like that, but you know, it's weird being on the other side of actually trying something. Like, you know how I'm like always hating on you? I'm just like, you're going to try that chicken sandwich and you're like, yeah, it's food.
I still haven't had it
But
yet.
I did. It's pretty good. But you know, so, you know, usually I'll hate on those things, but like this time I did the broom thing and then I saw so many people hating on the broom thing that I was just like, oh my God. Like,
well, it's more
people
like,
that hate on the things are just as bad as the people that do the things.
It was more like because people were like, it's not like NASA didn't actually say that, which I'm like, that was me.
No. There has to be only 2 types of people. The third type of person is the worst. Okay, that's the worst person is the person that gets online to complain about how stupid another challenge is. That's the worst person.
Like, just, you know, like we
get
all
a
know.
podcast for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Get a fucking podcast for
like,
that.
we all know it's stupid, okay?
Yeah. But there should have only be 2 people. The people that do it and the people that hate on it but don't talk about it because that's how stupid it is.
Yeah.
You don't get to talk about it and be involved in the conversation by hating on it, okay?
Yeah, because
haters.
that's them just trying to be like, well, I'm going to hop on it,
just
but
get a podcast.
But I'm going to shit on you for it.
Whatever.
Yeah,
it's like they want to be involved. So
But the other big viral moment was how this is like my favorite petty trolling thing that I've seen in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But some dude, I guess, like got a big wagon full of like smartphones and set them up to like be like doing their Google Maps. So the Google Maps was running, and then like was just wheeling them back and forth in a wagon, like in some streets in Berlin or something. So if you were looking so then if anybody else was trying to go down those streets, their Google Maps is showing like a big red, like it's a traffic jam because it thought there was all these cars there because there was all these people like on their GPS, but it wasn't.
Why?
Just
no. I don't want you to tell me these stories and not tell me the why. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
don't know. Why would you do that? I don't know.
was that your yikes?
No.
Oh, goodness. Like, what the heck, dude? Okay, so in Berlin news.
It's funny. It
Wow.
just went viral. Speaking of other viral things that will probably get a cease and desist letter soon, there's some folks who did a parody of Amazon, and it's called Amazon Dating. And like if you click on the link and whatever, like if you went to like this Amazon Dating thing, it looks like Amazon, and it has like people, and it's like you can get them like Amazon Prime shipped to you, like, and you know, like get them and then like meet them in the next 2 hours, and it's like you could add them to your cart. It's like wild. And
that's kind of cool. Add them to your cart. Prime. Dude, we came up with that. Booty Prime.
Booty Prime.
Dude, we came up with that. Dude, I'm telling you, Bezos is fucking listening to this podcast. Everyone's listening.
We did. Okay,
the
but
streets
it
are watching.
Bezos. It was whoever. It was these randos who like partnered with an animation studio and stuff like to make it look like that. But
Booty Prime. That's
Booty
our
Prime,
idea.
that's us. But like, so if you were to click, so like their little menu bar has like different things. Like if you click Prime Video, you're gonna go to chat roulette, and if you click the legal links, it'll bring up like a non-ghosting agreement.
Did you ever do chat roulette?
Not really, no.
You know what it was?
Yeah.
It was pretty interesting. Just a lot of dicks. Like, you know what I'm saying? You'd be like, hi, penis, jerking off. Like, what the heck was this? And then,
it was
it was just really crazy.
And then my favorite part of it is if you click, like in the menu of it, if you click the last relationship, it'll just pop up the Toxic music video, like Toxic by Britney Spears. And to me, that's the funniest shit I've ever seen. But it's funny, and even in their FAQ section, it says how the site's not real and that the creators, in fact, are single. So, so there's a lot of like people and things that are on there. But I'm sure Amazon's gonna be like, hello. Like,
it's a great idea, actually.
It's hilarious.
Well, I mean, why wouldn't that work?
I don't know.
That would be genius.
I mean, it would be. Booty Prime, yeah.
Booty Prime.
Booty.
I wish we could call this episode that again.
I know, but
what else we got?
Okay, so Dwayne Wade, I just learned this week that Dwayne Wade spells his name DWYANE.
What the hell did you think it was?
Like,
that's how you spell Dwayne.
No, that's not how you spell Dwayne. How you spell Dwayne is DWAYNE.
Oh. Yeah, I guess. What? What the hell?
Like if you're reading the way that he spells his name right now, it looks like Dwayne. Dwayne.
Yeah, I feel like this is like, you know, those what do they call the Mandela effects?
Oh yeah, we were talking about it earlier. It's literally like that, but I didn't know until like 3 days ago, and I'm upset about it.
No, I grew up in a time where Dwayne spelled his name regularly.
Anyways, Berenstein Bears. But so his child.
Yeah, I've been seeing buzzing of this online. I haven't seen like what it's about.
So
yet.
his child, who actually we had talked about a couple months ago, because his child
his
Zion,
family,
was getting backlash for having nails or like whatever in their Thanksgiving photo. Well, Zion now it has been asked to go by Zaya, and with the pronouns she and her. So she came out as a 12-year-old to Dwayne Wade and her stepmom Gabrielle Union, and said that, and so Dwayne Wade went on to Ellen and talked all about it, and it was super inspiring because him and Gabrielle Union have both been very upfront and being okay, now it's on us to educate ourselves and do what we can, because obviously Zaya is 12, so we want to help her live her truth in whatever way that she can as her parents and things like that, but we're also learning and things like that. And Gabrielle Union even tweeted out saying I'm this is all a learning thing for me, so feel free to check me when I need it, because I'm just trying to make sure I'm learning and being as best of a mom as I can to Zaya, which I think was very real and genuine and great. And then there's trolls out there that are hating on them as parents, saying that they're being bad parents for letting Zaya think this about herself, and things like that, and saying that 12-year-olds don't know what they do or don't want or or who they are, which I feel is a little bit demeaning to say. I mean, if you know
I mean, I don't know, it's a bigger conversation. I want to sit here and be like, in full support of anybody doing whatever they want to do. But when it comes to a kid, it is an interesting thing because, like, what if they grow up and they were like, why did you guys let me do that? Like, what if they grew up and said that? Like, you guys should have been like more, I don't know, like, like, I don't know. It's just interesting because they're celebrities and they're in the forefront of, like, of everything. And it's just like, it's different than, a kid that might be not a celebrity or something like that. And it's not like so public eye that you go through these things and learn and all that different stuff. So, it is interesting. I don't know what's right or wrong. I mean, I don't think there is a right or wrong when you're trying to navigate it, but like, but yeah, I don't know. It's a thing. Like, what if they grow up and regret, like, having had gone through that, like, they're just like, I wish my parents were just a little bit more like, stricter on me as far as like, let me do, like, why don't you do this stuff? But let's, like, I don't know. I don't know what's right or wrong.
I feel like,
especially because it's 12 years old, because there's a lot of things that a 12-year-old wants to do and say that you're just like, no, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I feel like when it comes down to, like, your base identity and, like, how you're expressing yourself, and, like, what to be true, like, people who are trans, like, they, like, know to be true that, like, that the gender that, like, they are now presenting as, like, whatever, like, that's what they were born to be, or that's, like, that's where.
But I'm just saying, when you're like 12, you want to be a bunch of things that you can't be.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you're not, you're 12.
Yeah, but, like, I feel like it's different than, like, I mean, like, she was the one.
You want to be a wife at 12 years old? You can't. You're 12.
Yeah, but, like, that doesn't mean that you can't, like, actually be, like, the kind of person, like, you can't be the gender.
You can be whoever you want to be, but to, like, I don't know, like, this whole, like, proclamation and, like, all this different stuff, it's like it just seems like you're making it a bigger deal than it actually has to be. Like, if
but
you want
to. But it is, like, I mean, yeah. So as them being celebrities, it's a bit like they're going on Ellen and talking about it. We're like, but, like, I feel like as, like, if let's say Zaya wasn't Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union.
It's not like I'm coming out and being like, I know it's different, but it's just like, I'm single. I just want to go on Ellen and let everybody know that I'm single and I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight and I want to be known as him and he. Like, it's just like, it just doesn't make sense to me in that sense. It's like, we can all be who we want to be, but it's like, to make this like huge thing about it, especially about a kid. Like, like this, the attention that a kid gets at this level, it's like, whoa.
I mean, like, well, Zaya came out to them. Like, so that was Zaya's own doing. Mm-hmm. So, like, we can't fault
to them Zaya
doing whatever. And then, so I think, obviously I'm guessing Zaya gave them,
what, like, do they have like management saying like, we got to get ahead of this and you got to go on, like, it's just too much, like, you know what I'm saying?
It's also, but I feel like it's also,
I wouldn't do that to my 12-year-old kid, like,
but I'm guessing Zaya was like okay with it. I don't think they would.
Of course she's okay with it. She's 12, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's gonna be okay with different things that, like, a kid, like, doesn't, I don't think has like the right to be okay with sometimes. Like, I'm just saying, like, I think this has a lot more damaging effects to a 12-year-old than coming out as being anything. It's like going and pronouncing it to the world, and if you're really concerned about trolls and stuff like that, it's just going to be out there. Like, you have to accept that, like everything else.
But I also think it's important because, like, it's important to show it, like, especially in a society where, like, transgender people are still so stigmatized, mm-hmm. and a lot of them are homeless, or a lot of them face a lot of different issues and violence and things because their families and people around them are not understanding and not caring and not whatever. I think this shows, like, a great example, especially in the Black community, who is, like, notoriously, like, bad about different LGBTQ things, like, in the past and even in current day. I think this is like an important thing to show, like, hey, like, we're learning, we're growing, we're gonna be there for Zaya on her journey, whatever that looks like for her. And I think that's an important thing to put out there because there's so many people, there's so many young trans people who feel like, neglected, or they feel like they've been put down, they've gone through so many different things. And there's, like, plenty of, like, I mean, Kim Petras, who's a big pop star, transitioned when she was probably like 14.
Well, all that doesn't matter to me. To me, it's like, the Gabrielle Union, like, yeah, okay, that tweet or whatever she put out. But to me, it sounds like you're making it sound like your kid has cancer or something. Like, I don't know. It makes it sound like, we're dealing with this at the moment. And it's like,
I mean, no, they didn't say like we're dealing with it. They're like, let us introduce Zaya to you. Like, this is who she is. Like, and like, whatever. Like, I don't think like they never like framed it as like we're dealing with this. Like, because that's not like how they're framing it at all. They're like, we're gonna like, we're loving, we're supporting, we're doing like, she's the leader in this part of like her life. And like, obviously like this is what she wants.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, good for them if this is, what they want. So, yeah, I mean, to me, it's just like crazy that, that anyone has to even like discuss it that much. Like, I'm more upset about like the discussion of it. Like, it's like like on both sides. It's like, the people that are hating on it, it's like, well, dude, what do you have to hate about it? And like the people that are like talking about it, like,
but it's because it's like still something that's like, so like people like it's something that people don't talk about enough. Like it's something that is still like such a taboo item in society. Like that's why there are so many haters, because like it's something that seems so different and whatever. And there's been plenty of trans people.
There's haters for anything. Like there's not because of like one specific thing. Like you could do anything and there's gonna be haters. Like the more you talk about it, there's gonna be more haters. Like what I'm saying?
But like
that's kind of where I'm coming from. It's like, I'm not even saying like don't talk about it or whatever like that. If it comes up in a conversation, like whatever, but it just if it's this weird like proclamation thing.
I feel like but that's also coming from like a point of like privilege to be like, obviously like if you are straight and like whatever, like you've never felt the need to proclaim that because like that's the default. And I feel like that is something that many people take for granted, which
but to me it's just like, even if I like in like 3 years decide to be like, I think I'm starting to like penis a little bit, like, what I'm saying, I don't think I would be having to feel the need to be like, I need to let everybody know. I'm just going to start doing my thing and then like be like, yeah, dude, like I do. What?
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah,
I'm not,
exactly. That's
but
fine.
But like, I feel like, yeah, but I'm just saying like like with Zaya and like whatever, with how this is being happening, like this is obviously something she signed off on, like whatever, like that she's okay with that. And like
of course, I'm just saying, because she's 12, like, what I'm saying, you don't know a lot of things when you're 12, like, or you don't know like what the rest of your life has in store for you at 12. Your parents are guiding you through this. If that's the guidance that she's getting, then good. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know, like, as I mean,
she's guiding them. Like they made it very clear that like she's like guiding them.
And I think that's like, I think that's kind of like where I'm like, I don't know what's good or right or wrong with it. Like, I don't think there is a right or wrong with it, but I'm just saying like, it's an interesting conversation when you start letting a kid that's not even a teenager yet guide their own life. I mean, like, that's like, what parents are for, is to help you through your adolescence, to like teach you things, to get you to like,
yeah, but like, I don't think like you can expect your parents to teach you what your identity is. Like that's not.
No, not at all. But like, they should know that like, the scale of the nature of their lifestyle and stuff and what that brings and the attention and all that stuff. It's just like, you're focusing on this is like a major focus, like now that people are going to be talking about, and it's like it doesn't need to be, I don't think, a huge conversation. It's just like, let the kid live her life or whatever, live his life, live her life, whatever she wants to do. Like it going
but
on
like, but like she's like also been like very out there. Like she, like Zaya attended, like Gabrielle Union went to Pride and stuff with her. Like she's very much so like about like, this is like how she's carrying out her journey. So like I don't really think like we can discount that.
At 12 years old though, were your parents like letting you go and like, hang out with a bunch of people, at parades and stuff like that? Like, just wondering.
I mean, I don't know how to answer that. Like I wasn't like it. I don't know how to answer that.
Were you allowed to go out to like parades and do different things about your sexuality and different stuff? Like, would your parents have stopped you from doing that? Or would they have been like, Veronica, like, you're a kid, like, focus on your school or whatever it is? Like,
I mean, I guess like I never, like they like would like that. So like I was passionate about other things, and they would like go with me to those other things or like support me in those other ways. So
What were
like,
those other things?
I mean, I don't know, like different dance things or different like other like whatever. Like it's just different
Extracurricular kid stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is like talk of like, I get it's the identity, but like, it's just like let's grow in it a little bit. Like before, like there's just this huge thing at 12 years old that you're just saying that this is the way it's going to be for the rest of this person's life. It's like, they have so much growing to do. Like, what if at 18 they've realized they want to be
but then that's the thing is like that's their journey. She can say like Zaya can say like right now, like I have a friend that recently has like started transitioning and they went through different phases of being like a heterosexual male to them being a bisexual male to now they are a like a lesbian woman, and that's all fine. And I think like just saying like, okay, she's saying this now doesn't mean like if she decides to alter or adjust her identity down the road, however that may be, I don't think that means like just because she said this now that then she's like locked in.
Yeah, it's more about like celebrity kids like wanting the attention of the celebrity of their parents, you know what I'm saying, and attaching themselves to whatever they are doing and getting the attention because of their parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, how much of this is just a kid that is enjoying attention about like this subject?
I feel like I don't think that's what's going on.
I mean, you wouldn't know. You don't know them personally or anything like that.
No.
That's where the conversation starts. I'm just trying to think of other things as opposed to just, you know, one way of thinking about it. And I'm like I said, I don't think one way is right or wrong. I just like to have a conversation around, you know, when it comes to kids, it's like, it's a very delicate, I think, thing. Like, you know, what we allow to let into their lives and stuff. And I mean, allowing like the public in on such a, you know, a thing that it could affect the rest of their life. Like, you know, just like, I feel like the Wade family, like lately, as of the last year, has been like, you know, in a couple different things that have allowed like the public to kind of like rain down on them a lot, like the Gabrielle Union stuff that's been going on. I mean, this thing with what's her name? She's like officially wanting to go by a girl. Zaya. So, you know, this has been a conversation and stuff, and you know, we had the conversation about. And it actually goes back to the last conversation we had. Like, do they have to talk about it at all? Like, you know, it's like, do you have to defend it at all? Like, you know, I think that was the conversation we had last time when the internet was kind of coming down on them. So, yeah, I mean, and anything, they seem very happy, you know, with the other things in their life, and you know, if they want to support their daughter or son, or how many kids do they have?
They have There's Zaire, who is Zaya's older brother, and then there is Zaya, and then I think there is the baby that is the child between Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle.
Well, regardless, I think they're gonna live very, very good lives because they're rich. So what do we got what made you go yikes this week, B?
Okay, I had a little yikes. So Presley Gerber, otherwise known as the son of Cindy Crawford and Rand Gerber, and brother to Kaya Gerber, now ex of Pete Davidson. That family's beautiful. He got a tattoo on his face that says "misunderstood," and people kind of were like, "Dog, you beautiful runway walking, you know, son of Cindy Crawford, you're misunderstood. Like, tell me your problems." And so, like, you know, he did a whole like Instagram live about like how like, well,
more celebrity kids. All right.
Being like, you know, like, fuck the haters, like, you don't know me, like, I am misunderstood. And then, like, I guess his girlfriend piped up being like, yeah, and his parents love it, like, they love the tattoo. So to me, it just is like, it's just, first of all, face tattoos.
They love it. Yeah, right.
Yeah. First of all, face tattoos are always a yikes for me. Yeah. Just because
Did you see Amber Rose?
Yeah. Like,
what?
Oh, I just like, I don't get it. I don't understand why like face tats are like really resurging for like the rich folks right now.
It's attention.
It's just crazy. It's crazy stuff. But yeah.
Well, you know, we wanted to get into a little mini main topic. Mini.
Mini
main
topic.
Um,
I love how every week it kind of changes. It's never really the same.
that was kind of like smooth. But yeah, no. So Valentine's Day is coming up. Everyone knows. I almost forgot though. That was cool. But
Snap back to reality.
Yeah.
Oh, the Ghost Gravity.
Oh, so Eminem, okay. So we probably talked about this last year. Valentine's Day is the same as this year. Oh, actually, last year, let's talk about it a little bit as we reminisce. I had invited a girl over for Valentine's Day. Do you remember this story?
Sort of.
I invited a girl over for Valentine's Day. We had been dating a little bit, and
I'm trying to remember who it was.
and she was like from work. So, and then, I
might have to ask later.
finally
I don't
like
remember.
cooking dinner like for Valentine's Day, and she kind of like was almost about to bail on me. She was like, "Hey, like my car is like doing this or something like that," and like I don't know if I'm gonna be able to like make it. I was like, "I'm like cooking dinner and stuff. Like I'll get you an Uber." Like she ended up Ubering over here herself, but it turned into this huge thing that I realized that like I'll never ever again go out on a date on Valentine's Day or have a date like set up like unless she's like my actual girlfriend. That's for the boys. I'm going out and I'm going single, and it's going to be awesome. Like you know what I'm saying. We're having Valentine's Day Fellowship Edition this Friday. Me and the fellas are gonna get together and then go out and find some other single people. And
I feel like it's kind of like it's one of those like hookup nights of the year kind of deal. Like,
yeah.
Some of those like there's those like holidays where it's like this Halloween, or like if you're single, Halloween is a huge hookup night.
Ugh.
It's a huge hookup night.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Best shacker walks too. But
Oh, because all the girls are already dressed up like either like a slutty cat or a slutty bunny.
I'm never anything slutty, but
Oh. I don't know if that's completely true.
hey, anyways, but like it's just like one of those nights where like if you're single, like you're going out, and so like then there's other single people going out, and you're like, hey.
Yeah.
And because everyone's feeling some kind of way,
Right. It's like Valentine's Day is flipped. Like for now, it's like for single people. Like when did Valentine's Day become for single people?
I mean, it's for both. It's kind of weird because I feel like
because it's a fake holiday. It's not real.
it's a saint's fucking day.
No. We're not
bring
gonna
it
have
up
this conversation
every
again.
fucking time.
No. It's not real.
Saint Valentine
It's not a holiday.
is a real fucking person, and it's his.
He's not a real person.
Yes, he is. It's his feast day. He lived. He was.
I mean,
a real
you know how many saints there are days that it doesn't mean that every saint's day is a holiday.
I know, but they made
No,
this.
so I'm right. You know what I'm saying? It's not a holiday.
Technically,
it's a
if we're gonna
Hallmark holiday.
if we're gonna break down the fucking word holy day, it is.
Oh my god, dude! I can't with you right now. Get out of here.
Anyways, but
Am I wrong? Yes.
Anyways, so I'm trying to like last year I was technically dating my now ex like at that time on Valentine's Day, but we were very freshly dating.
Yeah.
So like we didn't do anything for Valentine's Day. I instead bought myself flowers and took a bath and like watched drank some wine, watched a movie. And
So
then
you had a boyfriend, but
and-
you didn't celebrate Valentine's Day.
No, and then I also got like I was technically at that time like it was like the beginnings of a relationship, so like there was still feelers for other potential situations, and I actually had someone who had stopped talking to me, then hit me up on Valentine's Day being like, hope you're having a good Valentine's Day situation, and then pivot that into having me meet them up that weekend when we were out.
I saw this funny meme about like the broom challenge. It was like Future.
Yes, I love those memes. There's a bunch of them that it's always like this one for the broom one was like seeing all these brooms on my timeline made me think.
Made me remember when you swept me off my feet.
Like you don't have to respond.
you don't have to respond back, but
I miss you. Like yeah, whatever. Like there's a bunch of those memes that have like that picture of Future like looking down. Where
I
it's,
hate Future.
I love those memes, but
You usually love the memes about the people you hate the most.
like, wow.
Yeah,
That was like
that's deep.
that was a side proverb.
I'm gonna write that one down.
You usually like the memes.
You usually like the memes of the people you hate the most. But yeah, so Valentine's Day, like, you know, I used to be big into it. It used to be actually my day where like I would
Where you shot your shot?
shot my shot. But I don't know, like it's no longer the shoot my shot day. I don't know why. Like legit, like
You're always gonna be a lover boy to your core, though.
yeah, of course. But it's just like I don't know if there's not anybody like in my life that like deserves the shot deserves a shot yet right now. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
There just isn't. Like
Oof.
I mean, there's great people in my life, but like, you know, I would usually just there's one like bouquet of roses ready to go out to a certain girl, and they're just not that girl, like, you know, share that I can think of. Otherwise, I'm just gonna save this money and spend it on your boy.
Yeah.
Get a steak, you know.
Because like my thing is like I saw some stats on how like earlier in the relationship, like if it's like kind of like that first 6-month period, like people on average spends like I think like $400 to $700 on like Valentine's Day. It's like that true like honeymoon phase. They're like, you know, like it feels like it's more amplified, like it's more important to like what the rest how the rest of the relationship will go.
Yeah.
And then it talked about how like if you've been together for I think like 5 to 10 years or more, it's like maybe you spend like $64 Valentine's Day.
64. Wow. You know, my other annoying thing about Valentine's Day is now, like, you know, people just decided to just celebrate Valentine's Day whatever day they want to now. So it's like you don't even celebrate it on the day.
And
like, you know, say what kind of holiday is that? Like,
it's all because like all
it's
these
stupid.
fucking,
It's stupid. That's how stupid the holiday is.
All these fucking restaurants get all booked up because everyone's trying to go to a restaurant.
Yeah, so everyone's all like, let's go. So now the whole weekend's jacked up because of Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I know. Don't we know it with what we've been trying to plan to do, because people are like doing, my thing is like, and Valentine's Day's on a Friday this year. Like there's no better day to do Valentine's stuff than a Friday.
Yeah.
You've had your
so
work
just like,
week.
let's split up the weekend by
Like-
doing it on Saturday.
Like what's the point of that? Like just do it
We're
on
hating
Friday.
so hard. This is
and
what
then-
happens every Valentine's episode for us. We get so mean and like
My thing
bitter.
is, like, and I don't-
Listen, we're just hating on our
I
friends
don't-
now. Like
I don't really hate Valentine's Day either. Like I
hate it. It's stupid.
I've always been a big person on Valentine's Day. I always like had little cards that I gave to all my best friends and whatever.
No.
And I always
just give your cards throughout the year.
and my mom
do it like Valentine's
I
Day and
do-
pick whatever day and send a card. You know what I'm saying? That's
I
Valentine's
know, but
Day.
I like, you know, yeah, I like to just like obviously like every day I appreciate my friends and like
Every day should be Valentine's Day.
Yeah. But like it's actually kind of nice. Like my mom always, I feel like it's like that kind of sad thing as like a grown person who like is single, that it's like your mom will send you like a little, like my mom sends me every Valentine's Day since I have been out of the house. She'll send me like a little Valentine's Day package
Yeah.
where she makes a little card, and like she'll send me Reese's 'cause it's my favorite candy, and then like maybe a couple other things. Like for this one, she bought me some jeans at J. Crew that I really wanted, and with her discount. And
Cool.
so I got my jeans, and I got a new shirt, and I got like a new little kerchief. I'm not
That's
wearing it
privilege
today.
right there.
And then
You know, but straight
that
up.
J. Crew Madewell discount privilege. Come at me.
But no, I kind of like, it's definitely changed too, because like back in the day when like my sister, you know, wasn't really dating anybody, or my mom wasn't dating anybody, like I had to send them, you know. So now it's like I don't even have to send them. I'm like, yo, it's up to you guys now. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not gonna show you up with my dozen
You sound like
roses.
Terry Crews.
Yeah. Well, how so? Oh yeah. I'm gonna let their men take care of them. Yeah, no. I don't love them no more. I do kind of sound like Terry Crews right now. But I'm allowed to. I'm the son. I'm not the dad of all of them. So yeah, you're right. I did sound like Terry Crews.
Yeah, I don't have to take. Now that they're married, they're not mine. I don't have to love them.
They're not mine. I don't have to love them no more. I just don't want to, like, that's like a couples thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
I mean, like, but like, how do you feel about like showing love to your friend? I mean, you're obviously doing Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I straight up love my friends. Like the three dudes I'm gonna be hanging out with.
Those are the ones you love. You hate me now. You hate me now too.
No, you're a girl though. Like you can't bring it in there. No.
I have some man that can take care of me. Are you saying?
No, you got some gals, right?
I
You're
do
doing
have-
Galentine's.
Technically, like last weekend was like kind of an early Galentine's Day.
Yeah,
'Cause
see-
like, all right, who cares?
No. You guys are doing Valentine's Day in January.
I mean, last like 3 years ago, it's been popping up on my different memories and stuff. Was when we did a Valentine's Day weekend back. We went to Chattanooga to visit Catherine. Out of the threesome of us that did this Phoenix trip, it was Catherine, Maggie, me, and we did that. And we all went to 50 Shades Darker, and we drank wine, and we went out and found some dudes at the bar to make out with, and it was a time.
What's it called? Sounds like it. I think it's one of those things what's with these holidays that now Thanksgiving has Friendsgiving, so now there's 2 holidays to celebrate every holiday.
But Friendsgiving is the whole idea of you make your own family, friends are family, because not everybody's family. I feel we're very we're lucky that we're so close with our families. But not everybody has that. So not everybody feels super great about going home for Thanksgiving,
I guess. Y'all are too sensitive though. You know what I'm saying? Don't we enjoy a lot of me time? You know what I'm saying? No, I love my family and stuff like that, but sometimes I just wish I didn't have to do holidays.
Yeah.
I feel this is a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like a Freaky Friday movie or something with Lindsay Lohan, but it's me. And I'm you know what? I wish I'd never had to celebrate another holiday again. Another holiday. And then all of a sudden it's just I wake up the next morning and it's just hey, what's up, guys? And it's it's my birthday. And they're what's a birthday? It's guys, it's my day. They're no, fuck your day.
Yeah, that would be nice little karma for you.
And then it's New Year's. I'm guys, there's nothing to celebrate. No one celebrated nothing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I feel that's,
don't steal my movie idea.
That's what it comes down to. Even if Valentine's Day is obviously overcapitalized and hyped, but you know what? Sometimes let's just have something to fucking look forward to. The world is bleak. It's an election year. I'm not feeling great about what's happening in the world.
True.
I feel we can be okay with maybe eating some fucking Reese's and getting some $5 flowers for someone that we love.
Amen. Yeah, I'll take CBD gummies.
Yeah, CBD gummies, man. Just knock me right out.
Anyways, well, that's a good main topic. Shout out to all the single people. Shout out to all the people that are
in love.
Whatever.
Shout out to all the people that are in love.
Shout out to the lovers.
Lover.
I love.
Speaking of lovers.
Speaking of lovers, what do we got for some Bachelor news this week?
So
we did the live watch again.
We did the live watch.
Yep.
It was a hit.
Shout out to all our watchies.
I don't know if I like that as their fan group name.
We voted and
there was no vote.
No, I voted and it's called the Watchies.
Yeah, that's not how, this is like a democracy, not a cheerocracy side.
Listen, do you have a better name than Watchies for the people that watch us?
I haven't thought of a name yet.
Exactly, so
but
they're called
Watchies. Isn't a good name.
Shout out to all my Watchies out there, dude. We love the way you watch me. We
love the way you watch. Anyways.
But no, it's kind of cool because you get to meet all these random people from Facebook that we've never seen. They're becoming our friends. Watchies.
I know, and we're discussing stuff with them, and they're discussing stuff with each other. We're making this world smaller
and promoting our podcast at the same time.
Yeah. That's some kumbaya capitalism right there.
Hell yeah. Well, this week was definitely interesting.
It was.
One of my horses went home, and
can we not refer to women as horses?
Well, I would refer to guys as horses too. It's just the race, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I'm sorry about that. One of my girls went home. One of my women went home, and they were in.
I like how you kind of started to think about it. The little hamster on the wheel started to actually run in your head, and you're like, oh.
But then there's Megan Thee Stallion.
Sorry.
Okay. Well, all right. They're in Lima, Peru this week, and he has another one-on-one with Madison. Madison is looking pretty fly, but in the game. But she had a little something to tell Peter this week.
That she's hella religious.
Yeah, and we find out she's actually
a virgin.
I was whispering it and you were screaming it, but
because virginity is a construct,
right?
But
so anyways, you can say it either way you want to.
Anyways,
virgin.
And she's looking for a faith leader.
Yeah.
And this is the most I think I've ever heard.
I think they're gonna be good together because he's a cult leader.
Yeah.
And she likes cults, and it's
and he loves to see a girl cry. And I just think it will work out well. And because he definitely, there's just no way that the 4 times in the windmill really was satisfying to Hannah. So I'm sure.
What was that meme was that the meme you sent me where like the windmill was on fire or something like that? Oh my God. The windmill's like burning down. This is the only way like parents will
accept. Yeah. My thing is just like, so, you know, if he does become her first time, like, expectations are low, so I think it'll be a good time. But anyways, this is most she's ever talked in any episode, I think, ever. And Peter completely like swerves her faith leader conversation by like being like, I wish I was deeper in my faith, but guess what, I'm falling in love with you. And that like just puts, it's like a nice big band-aid like the one on his forehead that he used to have but he took off.
Harry Potter is going to be taking her home, and it's going to be interesting to see how he interacts with the parents. But next we have a one-on-one with Natasha. Very, they
looked like they had a fun time.
He put it as like, I feel like we're just friends, and there goes the last black person.
Yeah, we saw that. We saw that coming.
Yeah. So now we're back
ABC,
to the
never fail.
Bachelor. So this is the world we live in, guys. And she gets sent home, and the girls.
She was pretty chill about it, honestly.
Of course. I mean, she kind of already knew that. He kind of left her for the end anyways, like, barely.
Well, yeah,
got
and like
one-on-one.
he kind of like, I hate it. Like, this has been the episode of like fake outs. Like, he like picked up the rose and he's like, and I can't give you this rose.
Dude,
and I'm like,
I hate
that's
him.
so rude.
Dude, he's an asshole.
He's so rude.
I've never seen it done like that before. Like,
it's rude. He's rude. I don't like him.
I would be like, I'm not picking up this rose. Like,
it's just mind games.
I would do it every time. I'd be like, the producers are making me pick up this rose, but I can't give it to you.
Yeah, like that's a mind fuck. That's rude. And so then he next has a one-on-one date with.
He loves mind fucking him.
He does. He has one with Kelsey. Honestly, the most I remember from this date is that
Kelsey's killing it though. Like,
she finally figured out how to put her weave in the right way. Good for her.
I didn't notice that stuff. But, she's just very emotional about it. I just can't see her winning.
She's not gonna.
Yeah, but, I mean, she's getting hometown, so we'll see.
Yeah, she's really talking up Iowa.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I've been in Des Moines. It's not that great.
But what I did notice about Kelsey is I feel like, a lot of these people come in to do the show. And I really do feel like maybe she came in to do the show or whatever like that, but she's definitely here for Peter. Like, she doesn't look like she's trying to get camera time or fake anything or anything like that. She just, I think, a very emotional person that's just like, holy crap, I can't believe this guy is actually like digging me. And yeah, so that's where I think she's at. And then there's the group date, or what we like to call a 3-on-1.
3-on-1.
We realized it was a 3-on-1 when somebody was going to go home, like because if Kelsey went home, that would have meant that all 3 of those girls stayed, but because Kelsey stayed, it became a 3-on-1 date. And it was crazy because my girl Kelly, like, the lawyer, she was going hard this episode, and I actually said that from the top. I'm like, wow, it's weird, like Kelly's talking a lot this episode.
Yeah, it's a nice edit of her they did.
Yeah. And she was very confident, and I wonder if you were her, how would you have felt after, like, when she got sent home? Because, they did the 3-on-1 date.
I mean,
Hannah Ann read a little poem. Victoria F is just hot, and he loves her.
And he loves a good crier. He loved the fact, like, he is like so.
And they got in their first fight.
Yeah, he's so twisted.
I don't know first fight, but
second. I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, like, he loves like that she cried and like she's like unsure. I feel like for some reason like he's attracted to that because like he's unsure.
But that's also real sometimes. Like,
I know.
Saying those little fights that you have about like stupid things and stuff. Except
but she was self-sabotaging.
But she is like hot.
Yeah. But
It's
like
crazy.
that doesn't like.
Do you like when I say it's crazy? It's so hot, it's crazy. But yeah, so
Jesus.
when I thought Kelly was gonna go home, or I thought Hannah Ann was gonna go home.
I thought Hannah Ann was gonna go home too because honestly, her discussion, her like little time with Peter was so like it just felt like a lot of like pregnant pauses, a lot of like not. A lot happened.
At her age, I feel like it's like starting to show.
I feel like she honestly seems like she's 23, but she seems like she's like maybe 19.
Right.
And like he like is really questioning the whole age thing, which I'm like, you're only 28, like you're not really that much older than her, and also like
it is
different. I get it, like different stages of life.
And the way she talks, it's like everything is like like a question from
Yeah.
like a pageant or something.
Yeah,
so.
but it's also like, dude, like most of the girls have been on this season were her age. Like, why are you just questioning the age now?
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like with Kelly, I love Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's savage. I think she's honestly way too good for this show.
Yeah.
And Peter.
Mm-hmm.
And she, like, I feel like I would have reacted the same way that she did, where she kind of was like, you know, Victoria F is a mess. Hannah Ann is a child. I guess that's what he wants. I guess he's wrong. Like,
Do you think Kelly is in the running for Bachelorette?
I don't know. I mean, like, that would be kind of like a similar, I feel like it would be a similar vibe to Rachel Lindsay, because Rachel Lindsay was also an attorney and like also kind of like carried herself in a very similar fashion of being like, I know what I want. I know I'm not going to get like fucked around, like whatever kind of deal. And I feel like, so it would be kind of like a similar vibe if
It's
she
weird.
was
We
a
haven't even
Bachelor.
really talked about that yet.
I don't know, like, because I really don't know. From these women, I've said it.
It would be Kelly. I think Kelly would be.
Kelly
a
would
dope
probably be the
Bachelorette.
only one. But I could also see her being on Paradise.
Yeah, yeah, she'd be great on Paradise too. Like, you know, if she brings out that like, you know, aggressive, funny, you know, talking shit stuff on Paradise, like I could see that being.
I feel like it could be there, but yeah, I really don't know. Like I don't know. Like who's left? So we've got Victoria F. We've got Kelsey. We've got Hannah.
I guess
Ann,
Hannah Ann, but that would be
and then
a
we've got
terrible
Maddie.
season. If they pick Hannah Ann, I'd just
It'd be
like,
so boring.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll have to see. I feel like Kelly, I don't know like how much deeper else they would dive back into. Would they give it to like a Victoria P? That'd be crazy. Like, would they give it to...
Nobody would watch, or people would watch, but people would hate Victoria P as a...
I mean, yeah, I'm trying to think like who...
Victoria F. I think it's between Victoria F. and
I just don't
and
like.
Kelly.
I just don't feel like they would give it to Victoria F. I
No.
feel like
Well, they can't now because,
No.
like, yeah, no. But I definitely think Kelly's in the running. But how would you feel if you were Kelly and you talked all that smack and then you got sent home? Like, if you were watching it back?
I mean, I'd be like kind of embarrassed, especially like seeing that edit. I'd be like, okay, this feels sort of embarrassing. But then I feel like I would also be like, okay, well, like obviously,
I was real.
Like I was real, and obviously he didn't. That's not what he wanted, and I guess like I'm better off. Because
Yeah, he was like getting on her because of like he was like, "Are you just here to have fun?" She's like,
and she's like, what? Like, and she was very much so like, she's like, well, not everything has to be like drama. Not everything has to be hard. Like, we could be like in a relationship, like, and having a good time. And
Peter
like,
sucks,
like,
man.
well, like, yeah, he's like searching for like. My thing is like, obviously, like
This process works.
the trust the process.
Like even the guy who was like, "Wait, you're dating all three of these girls?"
Yeah, the
He's like, "Juan,
post-credit
so you
scene
go
was
on a
like,
date with her and then
kiss
you
her,
go on,
and then he'd go on a date with her.
It was like, Juan, are you talking about Chase Rice, like the guy that was on stage?
Chase Rice.
The guy that was singing into the
the
microphone?
guy, the one I just got his number, Chase Rice.
So yeah, you know, it definitely shows like some crazy drama. I think there's definitely going to be a crazy curveball coming at the end.
Especially
He
with
definitely has
fantasy
sex with
suites.
someone.
Yeah.
And I don't know why would the fantasy suite sex like affect the other ones.
Well, I think just with Madison, like that similar.
He definitely has sex with
like,
Victoria F.
Like, not to compare.
It has to be Victoria F.
Probably it looked like from the stuff, but like, but not to compare Madison to Luke P, because obviously way different, but like similar energy of where like Luke P is like, I don't want you to be like sleeping with anybody else during this, like, because it's important to me that like you save yourself for marriage. And I think Madison has similar values of where she's
Good
like,
prediction.
I don't really think I'm gonna be super happy with him sleeping with someone else because it's so important to me for like
Yeah. All right. So it comes
Like,
up
but,
like,
like,
so he has sex with Victoria F, and then he goes out on a fantasy like date with Madison, and Madison's like, "Hey, I just want to let you know if like you had sex with one of these girls, like I'm not gonna." And then
like
he's
it's
just,
like it's gonna be hard for me to like move forward knowing that like
You're right,
'cause
you're right.
obviously like he's had sex before, like she knows that, like that's like, but I feel like
Yeah, but
in
this'll
that-
be
in,
like digging
that's
the
like
knife
it's like,
in,
yeah, like I just stuck my
turning it.
dick into someone and now I'm gonna like spend time with you
after
and,
meeting
like,
your parents.
yeah, and like be like, okay, like I still want you to be my wife, maybe. Like that would be like kind of, that's why the show is like so like messed up in that sense, because it's like, okay, like you're gonna like knowingly.
I don't know if I'd make a good bachelor. Actually, now I'm thinking about it. I don't know.
Oh,
I'd be like, I don't know. I love them all. I can't send them all home. So yeah, next week should be fun. Let's get into our slapper of the week.
Yeah.
Slapper of the week this week. We had a couple in the running, but this one specifically, it's weird because I've been watching these like people reacting to TikTok artists, like compilation thing, and there's these kids reacting to like different TikTok songs, and this was one of them. And then I saw like a reaction video of those TikTok artists reacting to the kids reacting to their it's like that High School Musical, the musical, the series.
Stop!
But so anyways, no, stop. This,
what if that was just the title of this episode? High School Musical, the musical, the series.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I think Disney would come and get us.
Yeah, musical, the musical, the series. So this song is called Cradles by Suburban. You might have heard it on a TikTok video or somewhere on the internet, but I just heard it the other week. It's been out for a little while. I don't know much about this kid, but I did see him do a reaction video. So he looks like he's like 19 years old, but this song is fire. So, I guess without further ado, why don't we just get into our slapper of the week, which is Cradles by Suburban. Let's go.
Slapper of the week. This song slaps.
Slapper. Yeah. Slapper of the week, Cradles by Suburban. Check it out. He was like, I hate that people call me a TikTok artist. I'm just an artist. My song was popular on there, and then they're like, it kind of gives me like Billie Eilish vibes. He's like, I hate when people say that. It's my vibes.
I know, but it is kind of like Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish has all types of vibes.
I know,
like, but the music. I actually just started listening to this one song by her that was like, it was nothing like that. It was like a kind of poppy song. Like, she gives Billie Eilish actually gives me Lorde vibes more than anything. Like she kind of like gives me those vibes. Actually, it's more digestible for someone like me. I don't know why, but when I listen to Billie Eilish, I get like Lorde's vibes.
You're just a Lorde hater, though.
No, I know, but I like Billie Eilish. So.
But it sounded like Melanie Martinez also because of like the very like it sounds kind of like a haunted like toy store kind of vibe or like a haunted circus or a haunted like nursery kind of vibe.
Yeah, for sure.
Which
I don't know who that artist is. I gotta check it out.
Yeah, she's I don't know. She won, I think, like not The Voice or something, or maybe it was, or she was on it, but she got big from it.
Good for her. Do you have any shout outs this week?
I wanted to shout out my friend Catherine Preet because she is a new compadre.
What up, Catherine?
And she's listening. As she knows, she drives around doing realty here in Atlanta.
Okay. Then
I wanted to shout out my friend Clarissa, who went on a walk with you.
Shut up. What up, Clarissa?
And then I wanted to shout out all my Phoenix pals. So obviously my friends Maggie and Catherine, we went on the girls trip together. And then I wanted to shout out a couple of my friends, Chris Rucker, my friend Garrett, who both live in Phoenix, or we met up with them, or like they gave us recs and things like that. And then obviously John V, because like only we would find each other in a different state the same weekend. So we could go dance at the club.
Shout out to you guys. All right, well, I wanted to shout out my cousin Ease. Shout out to you, man.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah, it was his birthday this past week, and also his dad, my late uncle's birthday the same day. So it's always one of those days that he thinks about. Yeah. And I got to hang out with him at the wedding, his sister's wedding, 2 weekends ago, which was awesome. So I love you, man, so much. And then I wanted to give a big shout out to Chef John. Beforehand, we're going to be recording our 100th episode at his crib this Saturday. So it's going to be fun. We're going to have a bunch of old guest hosts coming back to hang out with us, just to have a conversation. We're going to go through some oldies, top moments, and it should be a fun episode for you guys to listen to. So definitely I'm looking forward to episode 100. And shout out to Chef John Mark, for letting us go and crash his house for that party. Actually, probably shouldn't call it a party. It's more of like
it's a gathering.
It's an intimate
get together.
Get together. Only few were invited.
Yeah.
And and then I also wanted to give another shout out to the Watchies. The live watchies.
The live watchies.
I love it. I love the name.
The Watchies.
The Watchies. You know why? Because like it's different. Like, you know, when we started doing the live watch.
Jabba Watchies.
The Jabba Watchies. The batch of Watchies. I like that. The batch of Watchies. So, you know, when we started the live watch, it was more to like, you know, promote the podcast and stuff. But what's been really interesting is that the people that actually end up finding our feed for the live watch are like people that we don't even know. So it's like really cool to get to like talk to people that we are just starting like this little community of like watching it each week. And it'll be very interesting to see if any of those people like after The Bachelor come back and watch with us with The Bachelorette. What?
Yeah,
that'd be crazy.
Almost Paradise.
And Bachelor in Paradise, that I can't wait for that. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
That's later this year.
I know. I don't know if we'll be able to do like be aggressive if they play the games that they played like last year. Bachelor in Paradise would have been like 2 nights every other week.
Well, then we might do it on the second night. You know what I'm saying? Talk about the first night in the commercials. But you guys should be watching our live watches. It's pretty fun. You get to if you're gonna watch the show, you might as well just have us next to you. You know, kind of talking shit or you know, if you don't have a feed, like it's definitely a way you can like watch the show. So and then that stays up there for, you know, ever. So if you haven't watched the episode, you're like, how do I watch The Bachelor? I don't got Hulu, I don't got cable, you watch it with Future Bachelor. Just find us on Facebook. It's that easy. Anyways, this week.
Well, next week for everybody who's listening, they'll hear next week.
100.
They'll hear 100.
We made it, guys. We did it.
Not yet. Let's knock on fucking wood. We are not there yet.
Yo, listen. Remember when like you didn't believe we'd
Shut
make it?
Lies.
Yo, there was a time Veronica didn't believe we'd make it 100 episodes.
I never said that.
So you knew we'd make it to 100?
Yes.
You were like, yeah, we're going 100.
I'm a stubborn little bee, so like there's no way that I was gonna let you get away with doing this stupid 0, 0, 1 kind of bullshit for us not to like fulfill it.
So we're gonna be adding another 0.
We're not gonna do that because that is ugly.
Well, I do want to say again, like, thank you so much. Like, wow, it's just me and you. And I'll say it again on the 100th episode, but I'm just really proud of us. Like, it takes dedication to do a podcast.
Yeah, like we're tired sometimes. Like we're not feeling. I mean, like we're feeling fine. But
dude, I took 2 naps before you got over here. Like it was crazy. But
Jesus.
Yeah, it was tired. I'm very tired. But with that being said, like it's kind of crazy because like I've been preaching it all along on our podcast, but I was just listening to Joe Rogan the other day, and he was like talking about how many podcasts are out there right now, and he's like, dude, all you have to do is grind it out. Just keep making them. Just keep making them. Because, like, the second you give up, like, the second you skip a week, the second you don't put an episode out, they're going to find somebody else to listen to and stuff.
The cream rises to the top.
Right. So, like, you know, shout out to you, and then shout out to, like, everybody that listens to us, like, week after week. It's, like, it's crazy to see our numbers grow, you know, like, to have goals and be like, you know, I can't wait till we get to these, like, numbers in a month and stuff like that. And now we've reached them, and now it's, like, we have more goals to set. And the more we do them, our listenership doesn't go down. It goes up every week. So it's, like, all we have to do is keep doing it, and in 100 years, 10 people will be listening. No, just joking. But you know, in 100 years, we'll
be dead.
Well, maybe our voices will live on forever.
Wow.
Yes, we're infamous. So, you know, guys. So infamous. I'm just getting a little. You know, we got 2,000 more stickers.
Thank God.
Got our hoodies and our outfits.
Yeah.
For Saturday.
I gotta figure out.
We got Future Batch merch coming for all you guys soon. You know, I've been thinking about adding, like, you guys let us know, but I wanted to, like, maybe add, like, a ask email where it's, like, ask@Future Bachelor and have people just ask questions to us about dating or life.
Or, like, life or whatever.
Right. So I think, you know, after the 100th episode, that'll be a segment we try to, like, you know, get on.
Like mailbag.
Yeah. You know, something. So get to listen from our listeners, you know, something each week. But, so a lot more things coming down the line for Future Bachelor. We're just getting started. So, shout out to everybody that's been along for the first 100, and I can't wait for you guys to party with us when we do it. So we'll see you next week for that very, very big episode, and we love you guys. This has been Future Bachelor. My name is Sai.
I'm Veronica.
And we'll see you at 100, all right? Deuces!
Bye!
Future Bachelor Podcast.